Hey y'all, it's your baby boomer Kittee Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, and welcome to my brand new Create and Relate. Yay! I'm a crocheter. First of all, I am also a published author, poet, spoken word artist, and a motivational speaker. Um, I tend to ramble, but I have a lot of opinions that I would love to share, and I chose this forum in which to share them. As far as Create and Relate is concerned, I'll be talking a lot. I will also be sharing a lot of my beautiful works. These are hats. I was challenged this month to make a certain number of hats. Came close, but one topic that I want to talk about, depression. I do suffer from depression and anxiety disorder, OCD, PTSD, and ADHD. I also have a bunch of medical problems as well. And all of that can tend to be overwhelming sometimes. And sometimes I need somebody to talk to. Backing up just a tad, I am disabled. And as a result, I find myself becoming more and more of a recluse. I cannot walk great distances at all. I don't know if you can tell, I'm coming down, I'm still sweating a little bit now. And my means of travel in close proximity is my little Pride scooter. And I'm grateful for that independence, but it's not like getting out to these venues and spitting poetry and mingling with friends and family and it's and meeting new people, and it's just not because of my past. I do suffer, like I said, from depression and have developed OCD. You'll see me fiddling with rings. If you see me, I will be doing a lot of crocheting, and you will see me start a project several times. My start number for crocheting, I don't know why, but it's 5. I tend to count by 3s. Lots of times I live in a mass of clutter, not filth, but clutter, because I tend to focus on the little things like clean up your room. Okay, empty the trash, vacuum the floor, pull my covers back on my bed. Bam, I'm done. No, not me. When I think clean my room, then it's pull out the spray, pull out the dust cloth. I mean, even though we do this twice a week, every week, but it's pull out the spray, pull out the dust cloth, pull out the wipes, and get to work. And when I open a drawer or a cabinet door, then for some reason I feel the need to reorganize that whole thing. Yeah. So I'm trying to work out of that, and I'm trying to get into verbalizing and articulating myself more. I might even spit some poetry for you all, and y'all will see how freely that flows. But in holding the conversation, there'll be a lot of drags and a lot of spaces, but we're going to get through this together. It's just a place to hook up, have fun, hook up. I'm so good. And have fun, have conversations. I'm learning this YouTube thing, so when I get really good at it, then I might even do live. I would like to shout out a few people who have influenced me to go this far. One is Tony from TLC Yarns, Absolutely love her. Mikey from Crochet Crowd, he was the first. He was the first. And then there's Juan, the yarn addict. Was kind of looking at him now, and there's several others. Crystal, I believe, from I think it's called Bag a Day. If I'm not, I love her tutorials. She goes through the entire project with you. But yeah, Juan and Tony and Mikey are like so real. They're just and seeing Mikey's transparency was like really a boost for me. Uh, some of the topics that I wanted to talk about is not only mental health issues, but things like your medical health and how you really have to be your own advocate. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's your health. It's your life. It's your quality of life. And you have got to make these doctors understand you. You've got to make them listen to you. Learn how to articulate what you are feeling so that they can not only assess, but treat you properly. You know, I have this whole spew. I tell every doctor when I come in, and it includes things like, I don't want to be your lab rat. I understand what pharma is all about. They bring you all these new medications, and you get a little stipend from whatever you push out. I'm not that person you push that on. Been there, done that, and we're not doing that anymore. And I always end up telling them, my ultimate goal is to be like you. I don't mean that I want your job. I'm not trying to go to school for 20 plus years. I'm already 60 years old. Yes, I'm 60. But I am trying to be healthy. And anytime I look at a doctor, that's what I see. I see healthy. And that's where I want to get to. Other things I would like to talk about: therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. Back to the medical field, the disconnect between the first responders and the patient, or the person calling that 911. I look at a lot of documentaries. Sometimes it's documentaries that I want to talk about. I don't know, wherever my mood is that day, I am a person of inspiration, so I will lots of times drop little motivational nuggets. And sometimes I'll even go into explaining where they came from, why they came. I do believe in the power of meditation. I really, really, really do. Whether you just meditate or you pray or you just find yourself in your own little quiet space, you need that time for you. You need that time to get closer to your inner energy. I am very big on energy. I'm very big on that third eye, focusing on your chakras and controlling your aura. You can control the energy that you put out. You don't let anybody else dictate that. That is all you. I. So that's what this channel is going to be all about. I am going to get to some crocheting right now. I don't know why. I don't know where I do know where the idea came from. Juan the yarn addict kind of sparked this idea. He was working on a corner to corner project when I started looking at him very recently, like last week. But he's so totally awesome. And he was making these yarn cakes. And I was like, oh, but my cakes are so small. I can't make the big ones like everybody else. And I can't, because I've got a really small base on my yarn winder. So he was saying how he just, no rhyme, no reason, grabbed colors and put them together. And I was like, you know, I got a lot of scraps around here. And I can really put these scraps together and make some cute cakes. So I can only get like about 80 to 90 rounds or spins to make a cake about this size. So what I did was chose like 4 or 5 colors to go in each one and count to a certain number, stop, add a different color. Anyway, this is the idea that I came up with. As you will learn, purple is my favorite color, so I have these cute panels, and they are so cute. There are going to be 24 of them. Mind you, I just started this day before yesterday. It's number 4, number 5, numbers 6, and 7. Those are actually completed panels. I've already gone around them with my single crochet purple. And then I have the ones that need the border. I have 4 that need the border. When I get, I don't know why, but the borders to me are so tedious and seem to take so much time, and I'm glad that I chose this project because it's mindless and I just keep going. It's just half double crochet, and I work better with worsted acrylic yarn because of the fact that I have so many allergies. I also have asthma. So someone suggested to me once, why don't you wear a mask? Because, excuse me, I'm so sorry. A mask makes me feel like I'm suffocating. I'm a coffee buff. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Folgers Black Silk. An International Delight almond joy flavor. Ugh. Heaven, I'm in heaven. Yes. Another channel that I want to shout out, another person, because he's got like several channels, is Dalen Spratt of the Ghost Brothers. I'm very deep in the paranormal. There's certain things that I just really want to understand based on experiences that I've had since I was a child. And he has, one of his channels is called The Graveyard Shift, and I am a shifter, y'all. I joined the Graveyard Shift back in January of this year. I just found it then. I just happened across it. And he is also a member of the Ghost Brothers, which is, like I said, his name is Dalen. There's also Juwan and Marcus, and they do the paranormal investigating. The Graveyard Shift, Dalen basically goes out and uses the spirit box or other ghost investigating materials to have conversations with the resting. And I love calling them that, those who are resting. And a lot of interesting questions have come up in that, we won't get into that right now. But anyway, he also has Ghosted or Roasted, and that's with his beautiful wife Stacy. And yeah, listening to him going through that process and how he's learning as he's going, I'm like, you know what, it might not be so bad. I came up with the idea of starting a YouTube channel back in January myself, and my hopes were to get it out by mid-February, but I felt like there was so much that I didn't know. I had all these ideas and everything that I wanted to share, and I'm like, I really don't want to lose that because I really want to do this. And then March came along, and I'm feeling like I don't have the equipment to do this. I'm so afraid to get out here and look like blah. But like I said, watching Dalen grow, the other people that I mentioned, Mikey, Tony, Juan, several other people, but in watching them, their channels are already established, and I haven't had the time to go back to the beginning and binge. But the Graveyard Shift started like a year ago, so it's been easy to go back and look at like 4 or 5 of those a day, because they're like anywhere from 20 to maybe 50 minutes. you know, so to sit and look at one while I'm crocheting a couple of these, you know, and to not only get into the content, but to watch the technique, to see how. And I've also looked up, you know, how to do this. I have. And I think because of my way of learning, I'm also dyslexic. Something I do not let a lot of people know. There's my transparency. But I have a different way of learning. Very smart, don't get me wrong, very smart. I have a lot of accreditations to my credits. I was a licensed cosmetologist. I was a certified carpenter, CNA, Jerry aid. All of these I went to school for. Medical terminology 1 and 2. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I went to school for and did very well, very well. Most recently, I was a student at South University for psychology. For financial reasons, I had to leave. Well, not just financial reasons. My mother had started taking a turn for the worse, and she needed all of my attention. And it was easy to give it up to take care of my mom. I mean, that was my mom, you know. But because of the way that I learned, looking at the tutorials on how to do this, they were, you know, telling me things like you need this light and you need this and you need this type of camera and you might want to get this. And I'm like, I am on a fixed income. And this little disability check that they send me it barely covers what we need. And this is with, you know, the help of my daughter. But there's no way I'm gonna be able to do all of that. But over time, getting back into my crocheting and talking to you all, you know, maybe I think it'll help put me in a peaceful state. My biggest goal, what I want to get out of this, is to share my healing. I'm trying to get better. I want to be healthy. That's the biggest thing I want. I want to get my quality of life back. And I'm reaching out to you guys to help me. Please, 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 please leave comments. Please leave comments. Trust and believe. I will read your comments. I can't guarantee that I will answer each and every one, but each and every one I will read. I don't know how frequently I'll be doing this. This is kind of testing the water right now to see how we're going to go about it. I'm a person who loves to challenge myself, so there might be times where I say, you know what, I'm going to put a video out every day this week, and I will shoot for it. I will definitely shoot for it. There was a saying that used to come on the radio where the DJ would say, always remember to shoot for the moon, because even if you don't make it, you'll land them on the stars. You know, so I always set my goals like super high. And for a long time, I thought that I was hurting myself in doing that. So I went back to setting smaller goals for myself. In some situations, that helps. But in things like my crocheting, my cleaning, those things particularly, or my writing even, if I don't set big goals, then the little goals, I tend to push them aside. I can, you know, I didn't have to do one panel today. I can make 2 panels tomorrow. You know, and I really don't do it. But if I set huge goals, like my grandson challenged me to make 100 hats for the month of April. He didn't tell me until April 7th. And I was trying really hard. And I got a lot done. I got more done than I probably would have if I said, hey, I'm going to sit down and make a hat a day. So I have surpassed the 50 mark. I did. And I know we have a couple of more days left, but I'm not focused on that right now. I am really happy that I got more than 50 done. And what's going to happen is I'm having like this huge, huge, huge sale. Yay. So you got to follow me on Facebook, Kittee Lane. That's Kittee. I'm going to try to put it in the description when I figure out how to do that. But it's Kittee Lane, Lane. That's me. And you can also find me on Instagram at Kittee Lane. Real simple. And then, of course, here, Create and Relate with Kittee Lane. But, yeah, set the really high goals. And if I get 50% or more done, then I feel like I've accomplished something. I did something. My health does not allow me to do the things that I used to do as recently as 4 years ago. I caught COVID in October of 2021. Did really well during my quarantine period. The day after quarantine, I tried to get up to go to the bathroom and I couldn't. I was exhausted. The fatigue was like, I mean, it hurt to breathe. You know, I can't say it hurt. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to breathe. It was a struggle to turn over. My daughter literally had to bathe me, clothe me, feed me for a week. And then when I finally felt like I could go out into the world, the anxiety was something, it was crippling to the point that I would have panic attacks. I went to Walmart to receive money from a friend of mine, and I'm standing in line. I'm like the sixth person in line, and the cashier's calling over everybody. Baby, are you okay? I mean, I'm standing here. It's wintertime. You know, it's like, I think it was like the end of November. I'm standing here in line and I'm shaking and I'm sweating and trying to breathe. And they're like, baby, are you okay? And I'm like, I'll be okay. It's just anxiety. You know, so when I got up to the register, I let her know what was going on. But, yeah, I'm not that bad now. I do have moments. But, yeah, I'm a little better with it, and I think what has helped a lot. People, people, let me say this. Please let me say this. Along with, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Therapy, I think, is really good for any. I think therapy is something that everybody needs. I think I mean, my therapist even sees a therapist, and I absolutely love her. She is so real. Find the one that is good for you and your needs. The first thing this woman asked me when I walked into her office is, what do you hope to accomplish with us, with our sessions? And it forced me to think about where I want it to be, not just tomorrow, not just next week, next month, next year, but what is my ultimate goal? When I say, okay, I think I've had enough therapy, or when I get to the point that I don't have to come see you every week, or maybe not even, when I get to the point that I can call you after 6 months and be like, hey, can you squeeze me in sometime this week? You know, what do I have to do to get there? What is it going to take for me to get there? So she forced me to think about that, and it's giving me a goal to shoot for. I've come a long way. I'm really grateful for how far I've come. I still have a long way to go. I have a long way to go because, like I said, I feel myself regressing as far as becoming a recluse. But the other thing is, there is a difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist, big pharma, big pharma. Please understand that not everybody needs meds. Okay? I lived a long time on meds, a lot of my young adult years on meds, and when I think back to some of the really, really bad decisions that I made as a result of not being in a clear thinking state of mind, um, it scares me. It scares me. But very recently, I did have to go back on medication, something kind of light. The best thing it does for me, it's kind of a combination type thing. It's like a miracle drug with my allergies. Thank God. Um, it keeps my anxiety down. It does. I smile more. I'm more communicative, communicable. I interact with people more. Better way to say it. And I'm sleeping better because me and insomnia have become best friends. But at any rate, I am approaching 26 minutes with this. I have not learned how to edit anything yet. So for these first few sessions, everything you get from me is going to be raw. It's going to be the real deal. That's how I operate in a way. Like what I do with my nails. I'm not crazy about the thumb. I like it because it's different. I did like the red and the green on top. But kind of like those. They're cute. And then my nails. Former nail biter. They're mine. I haven't done anything with this hand because I'm basically right-handed, so I use my right hand to paint my left hand. Anyway, like I said, we're coming up on 27 minutes here. Please, 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 comments, subscribe, and if you like what you hear, please click that like button. I don't know how the notification thing works, except to let you know that I'm here or that I've posted a video. So if you'd like, press that notification button, and that way you'll know that I'm back. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to leave you with something my mama used to tell me. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's your little nugget for today. Until we meet again, I love you. As we say in shifting, love, love, love. See you tomorrow.